Eddie Levert on life after Gerald and Scene, his son's deaths. Gerald Levert, Eddie Levert's son, died in 2006 after taking too many medicines unintentionally. His other son, Scene, allegedly passed away from Xanax withdrawals in March 2008, 14 months later, while being held by the police for unpaid child support, according to I Love Old School Music. Since then, fans have been curious about the way that Scene and Gerald's mother, Martha, the ex-wife of Eddie, have been managing. A few years ago, Eddie talked candidly to Ebony and the Plain Dealer about his life following his son's death. Here are some quotes taken from those ILOSM interviews. "I studied Job's book. He lost everything. I didn't misplace anything. I lost 2 sons. It is not insignificant. However, in contrast to someone who lost their entire family, do you get it? Something was left for me. God remains magnificent. I continued to pray to God, and He continued to give me strength. There were times when I would cry uncontrollably like a baby. I still experience those times, but now I have a goal." He eventually finds solace in music and recollections of performing with his sons, which carry him through each day. Music has always had a therapeutic effect. "The times I spent on stage with Gerald and Scene are some of the best memories I have ever had, man. I cherish the moments I spent performing Casanova, Baby Hold On To Me, or Wind Beneath My Wings on stage with them. Those songs are still like medicine to me now when I go listen to them on my own. That hour and a half that I spend on stage is the most therapeutic time I have ever had in my life. Because I don't think about anything but the music for an hour and a half. My knee pain isn't worth thinking about. I don't want to think about my backache. Don't consider my negative feelings. As soon as I start playing that music, all of that disappears. I felt like there were things I could have done as a father to keep Gerald and Scene from seeing the things I did in my life. So when they died, I wanted to really blame myself. Do you understand what I mean? People tell me things like, 'You're a great dad, but you know, I'm a person too.' My wife would get to take her break when I would take them on road trips. She would be free to begin her ministry as a Jehovah's Witness while I took care of the kids for the summer. She just had a bad man, but she was a wonderful woman. You're aware. And I can call that man a rotten man because he had no idea what he had, who he was, or what he was supposed to be doing. It was naivete. I had to get educated." As the lead singer of the O'Jays, Eddie Levert is a legendary figure in the music business. He is also known for his profound personal journey, which was marked by tremendous loss and resiliency, in addition to his soulful voice. Levert was a father who, in a matter of 14 months, lost not 1, but 2 of his sons, Gerald and Scene Levert, to unfathomable grief. Renowned R&B singer and producer Gerald Levert died in 2006 from an unintentional medication overdose. Scene Levert tragically passed away in March 2008, just over a year later, while in police custody for unpaid child support. The cause of his death was complications related to Xanax withdrawal. Following the passing of his sons, Eddie and his ex-wife, Martha, struggled to deal with a grief that affected every part of their lives. Fans and followers have frequently questioned how Eddie Levert has handled the heartache of losing his sons in the years following these tragic deaths. After such tragedy, how can a father who used to share the stage with his kids find purpose in life? Levert has been transparent about his experience with grief, the healing power of music, and his unwavering relationship with his sons in open interviews with the Plain Dealer and Ebony. His introspection provides insight into the mind of a man who, in the face of the most agonizing pain a parent could possibly imagine, finds solace in his faith. His recollections to recovery has not been easy or clear-cut. He finds courage in the biblical account of Job, a man who lost everything but yet managed to hold on to his faith in God. Levert admits that although he has experienced great loss, he has not lost everything. Even on the days when the grief seems unbearable, his unwavering faith in God gives him the strength to press on. Levert's story demonstrates the human spirit's tenacity and the strength of faith in the face of difficulty. Eddie Levert finds comfort and healing in the music he and his sons listened to together. He can make a deep and healing connection with Gerald and Scene's memories by singing songs like Casanova, Baby Hold On To Me, and Wind Beneath My Wings, which he once sang with them. Levert sees these on-stage moments as acts of love and remembrance that preserve his sons' spirits in the music they compose together. They are more than just performances. Levert finds that his hour and a half on stage is the most healing time for him. It's a momentary escape from the agony and a chance to feel close to his sons again. Nevertheless, Levert is open about the shame and self-blame he has battled throughout the years, even in spite of the therapeutic value of music. As a father, he ponders what he could have done differently to shield his sons from the difficulties they encountered. He considers his decisions, his lifestyle, and the potential effects on Gerald and Sean. Levert's self-examination serves as a potent reminder that people who appear calm and strong on the outside can actually be experiencing severe inner turmoil. Eddie Levert's grief journey has taught him that, even though he can't go back in time, he can still live a life that honors his son's memory by leading a morally and purposefully fulfilling life. In addition to accepting the lessons he has learned along the road, he also acknowledges his shortcomings and mistakes. Levert's story is one of growth, atonement, and a steadfast dedication to using his faith and music to continue his son's legacy. Eddie Levert's journey, which he is still navigating after losing his sons, is a moving example of the human spirit's resiliency and the enduring power of love. Though Levert will always be grieving for Gerald and Sean, he has managed to transform his sorrow into something worthwhile. He is a ray of hope for those who have suffered similar losses because of his music, his faith, and his candor about his struggles. His narrative serves as a reminder that progress can be made even in the face of great tragedy. Eddie Levert still finds solace and a sense of belonging on the stage where he once stood next to his sons. Every performance is a chance to preserve Gerald and Sean's memories in addition to presenting his music to a global audience. The songs they sang together are not just hits, they are the love story of a father and the unity of his family. Levert finds solace in music as a means of temporarily forgetting his suffering and experiencing moments of serenity. He makes sure that his sons' voices are never completely silenced by carrying on his son's legacy through these performances. A deeper comprehension of the intricacies of grief is provided by Levert's open and honest reflections on his guilt and the lessons he has learned as a father. He admits his errors, the difficulties he encountered, and the potential effects his decisions may have had on his sons. Nevertheless, Levert has made the decision to use these experiences as a catalyst for development and healing rather than letting regret consume him. His willingness to open up about his experience is a gift, reassuring those who might be experiencing similar guilt and grief that peace and redemption are achievable. Eddie Levert has persisted in leading a purposeful life, propelled by his faith and his desire to change the world in the years following the deaths of Gerald and Sean. He is aware that although he cannot alter the past, he can influence the future by leading a morally and compassionately upright life. In addition to loss, Levert's story is one of resiliency, love, and the unshakable link that exists between a father and his sons. Eddie Levert is steadfast in his resolve to uphold his family's legacy via his music and deeds as he looks to the future. His tale serves as a potent reminder that love for others can bring light into the darkest of circumstances. Although the anguish of loss might never totally go away, it can be changed into something lovely and enduring. Eddie Levert's story serves as a tribute to the resilience of the human spirit, the efficacy of music as a healer, and the power of faith. His tale will never cease to uplift and console those who have experienced comparable hardships by giving hope that despite unfathomable loss, a path forward is still achievable.